All right. So
Do you still do the clap thing?
no, I don't have to.
Oh,
It's all done here.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have to sync shit.
I know before it was like, clap on.
That was so ridiculous. I had to sync our audio and videos. Anyway, so after it's been forever since we've got to see our old buddy Lee, Mr. Lee here.
The original.
The original host of the Unframe of Mind show. I am glad to have him back, and we're going to be talking with him today about a number of important topics, including failure, success, and trying to go out there and succeed in the world, about mental health, and about a number of other topics, and about what's been going on in the fucking our minds and our heads. So I would like to welcome you all to another episode of the Unframe of Mind show.
You're listening to the Unframe of Mind show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.
Welcome back to the Unframe of Lee show. Today I take over everything. Fuck these two guys.
Oh, I was going to let you finish running the intro.
That's my intro.
That's his intro.
That was a lame intro. You can tell you've not done this for a while. So what Lee meant to say was...
You got better at it.
What Lee meant to say was, welcome back to another episode of the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom.
Which means we like it raw.
We're like highbrow ideas in lowbrow packaging. That's what our show's about.
Okay, hold on.
He needs a drink.
Need a drink
Lord.
Already. Anyway,
Who's Jack in
so
here?
if you haven't noticed, the audio is probably not as smooth and buttery and super sexy as it normally is, because we decided to go all nostalgic, and not only are we using an old host, we're bringing out the old mic as well.
Taking a trip down memory lane, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yes, exactly. But
So
here's the thing, though.
We'll see how the show could have sounded like.
I actually sounded really good on this mic to begin with, so don't let him fool you. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, when you're actually up on it, it doesn't sound bad. But when you're far away, whatever, it is what it is.
Get that little decently tinge
that's
to
just part. That's part of what I think a lot of people need to understand. When you're actually doing a project like this, and you're trying to do a show, and you're trying to build something, you just do with what you have. There's a lot of people that start shows with their iPhone, and that's it.
And it's funny because when you go back and you watch one of the first episodes that you guys did, you barely had a beard. You just seemed nervous.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Didn't really know what to say. It was just what was it? Your mic fell off the.
Yeah,
You had it
all
clipped
types
to
of stuff
something,
to
and it was just like everything was. There was no green screen. There was nothing. So.
It was literally that wall right there.
Yeah. The shit was ridiculous. It was nonstop. All sorts of flubs and mess ups and screw ups, and it's like
A lot of swearing
I've got
too.
it where it's the what is it, the Unframe of Mind anniversary clip that I did, what it actually is, the first episode.
Yeah, that was neat. I appreciate you taking the time putting that together. I can't even imagine how much time that had to have taken.
It takes a while.
Yeah, because you got to go back. Anyway, but here's the thing. I mean, even with old equipment, the show could have improved. Like it's nice to kind of see, even with old equipment, how we could have done. Had we never upgraded our equipment, what could our show have looked like? So, as just kind of a refresher here, I'm gonna
Before you even click that, hold on.
Yeah.
So, out of all these videos that are on screen right now, Japanese sex robots in the orchestra has the most views at 277.
And that was just a.
What is wrong with
All right,
y'all?
this is technically our 5th episode, so we're gonna play a little clip from an old episode. This will be episode number 5, Japanese sex robots and the orchestra, and we have no sound because I've screwed something up already.
Yeah, you did.
What's new?
Yeah, it's okay. See, even now, it's gonna be technical issues. Move your drink. I gotta know exactly what the problem is.
Oh, good Lord, here we go.
Yep. So basically, when I went to go adjust the mics, I've got this one connection that doesn't work very good, and it drives me bonkers.
Into the music industry.
Look how bad this is, though. I mean,
Debbie does Dallas.
The key lights
Black
in
Dicks
frame.
4.
I'm shiny as crap. This dude, he actually looks like he's just out of the womb. Isn't haggard like this anymore.
And that hat, good Lord.
I like my hat, and I can't. The only reason I don't wear it anymore is because freaking I can't get my headphones over it. So this is the original intro.
Cut out sections right here. Cut the brim.
Cut the brim. This is our original.
Wow,
Good
how much
Lord.
has changed in 3 years.
That is horrendous, actually.
I know.
Looking back on it.
From a motion graphic standpoint, that looks fucking terrible compared to our new one. Like,
God.
look at our new one in the background. It's like all looking cool and glitchy and shit. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make that. I just took a template. Like, dude, if you want to start a show, there's templates everywhere. Even the intros that Anthony does, he does all that shit on his phone
Yep.
with pre-made templates that you plug and play. You just get creative about how you put them together.
I show that
There's
to
an app
people.
for anything.
Yeah, I show that
It's
to people in
amazing.
the music industry. I show them these promo videos I do, and then they're like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "From my cell phone." They're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Right.
You know, so
So
And you're in the music industry. You're supposed to be keeping up with this new technology to make your job easier and make things more efficient. What are you doing with your life?
Right. No shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to keep up with it, but so here's
Do I need to like spread my butt cheeks and put them on your nose?
so that's a great way to start a show.
Oh,
And I'm still waiting for that, by the way.
What?
3 years later,
Waiting for you to spread your butt cheeks and put them on my nose.
Oh, okay. No
All right.
problem.
Let's continue.
well,
I'm a little
That'd be
gassy
really
from
disgusting.
bocce right now. so-
Stupid lower third.
Because I've been farting and I'm probably sure I got little things stuck in the hairs there.
I'm okay
Solid
with that.
lower third.
Okay, as long as you're okay with that.
That's actually it. Actually lets me know it's real. You know, it's not like one of those fake buttholes that you buy at like the
From Japan,
yeah
because they're really into
I
crazy
have no
shit
idea
like
what's
yeah
that.
actually
like
going on.
one of those
See, I'm just
Japanese sex
headphones,
robots.
so-
That, you know,
I have no idea what I'm
The
even
virtual
saying.
reality ones.
wow. I don't think either
They're
of
all
us
like
do.
rubbing on their like plastic boobies, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is great. This is great." Oh.
I don't know.
Got this machine that's
What's that?
Even during that, I don't even think I knew what I was saying.
Did you like come already high before you?
Yeah, I already had a Japanese sex robot and orchestra playing in the background. Yeah, I was already drained. Sex dolls have come a long way in 3 years as well. As you can
Weird.
see.
I just could never get past the feeling that I'm a total failure at life if I've spent my money on a machine like that.
It's literally just
you're talking about a virtual reality thing, and then it's got a device that pairs up with it, basically.
Yes.
Oh,
They have
okay.
created this in
Oh.
Japan. It's like the next like age of blow up dolls.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
The new age video gaming is going to start with that.
I was gonna wear it today.
Once
It's
they-
porn.
that'd have been
Sector
hilarious.
for porn.
That'd have been hilarious if you'd have worn that shirt.
Oh god.
Then everything has to go through the porn industry first.
Or the military. That seems
Yes.
to be where all of our technological advancements come from. Porno or industry or military industry.
Exactly. See, that's why I think most musicians need to just transfer into, like, doing porn numbers.
Oh, like live on the stage,
No, like doing music for porn.
dude. That'd be a
I
great way
wish I
to get
knew what I
in.
was
Like-
saying. I have no idea. I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, what was going
Well,
through my?
here.
Yeah, let me get those. Hold on, let me hear this. Go ahead.
Oh shit! I am so sorry. I wasn't even gonna. Oh my god! See, technical difficulties. I've only got 2 pair of headphones, so that's fun. My bad.
I said this like twice already.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant. I thought you literally meant. I don't remember what the hell I was thinking during that time.
Oh good lord.
Didn't even cross my mind. No, check it out. Don't worry about it. Here. Let's
There
just
you
do
go.
it this
Here,
way.
you can have those back then.
you're not gonna get feedback.
Yes. Probably.
Yeah.
Shield.
Yeah. Shield.
Seriously, just have like a
break into the music industry. Yeah, you might have heard my music from
Debbie Does Dallas.
Big Black Dicks 4. Still hear it.
It's like just had to go big black dicks, huh?
I like Big Black Dicks.
All right, we learned something new today. Well, you did. I didn't. I didn't.
This is true.
Hey, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed a bit. I'm just so mad that I said, and I cannot lie.
Oh god. Talking about perverted
Yeah,
dad
just
jokes.
orchestrate it, you know what I'm saying? Just have fucking a composer there, you know, fucking a wood section, a wind section, a fucking percussion section. Just have like 50 people while you're trying to keep it up right over here. Just putting it together, dude. Like some epic shit, like Lord of the Rings battle type shit.
Yeah, I'm picturing like like when Metallica came out with their S&M album, the symphony of Metallica.
Yeah.
So we got porn and a giant symphony like playing
That's what I'm saying.
simultaneously.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be awesome.
And I
Fucking
actually
heavy
think that's
metal
still a good idea.
guitars.
You can bring porn into these mainstream Broadway orchestra halls. Some of these great places over in Italy that are known for opera. People banging.
Dude, that would be cool as shit though.
Telling
Like
you.
I would so pay money to go see that. Like you have a full size orchestra playing music to somebody on stage in front of you, literally just having sex.
I mean, it would fit well.
That would be awesome.
Sorry.
And the screaming could be covered over with. No, you don't. You want to hear the screaming? Never mind.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
This is so cringy.
Very cringe. I have no idea what was wrong with us.
Thanks for watching. Hey, look, it wasn't bad for getting started, man. Like, that's not bad at all. I mean, you got to consider, man. People, they love doing these shows.
I'm telling you this right now, though. Nobody ever thought about
But
Japanese sex robots and orchestra music.
I
No,
don't-
but
That's
you
why
guys did.
Exactly. That's why we're trying to unframe minds.
that's why people watch this shit, because we come up with such most random shit all the time. We have no idea what we're talking about half the time. I mean, we do, but we don't. We just pretend like
I mean, personally, I'd like to see Oprah remake Can't Touch This by MC Hammer.
that would be cool. I'd watch that.
would be interesting.
I'd love
what
to,
I'm
like
saying.
something about just the big pants. Like the big pants need to have a comeback. I bet you can get that on Wish.
Parachute pant, yeah.
They did for a little bit. I do believe I remember seeing Justin Bieber in a slight pair of like
Yeah, some black ones or something.
some sweatpants that were like that, but it was saggy in the butt. Looked like he was having a diaper too. So
So
Jesus.
what do you think of the progress of the show since you've been on here?
I mean, personally think ever since I left, it's gone downhill. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just me. No. Actually, I think it's actually on the up and up. It's going good. We got you guys got different segments coming on. However you pronounce that word.
Phobismist.
Phobismist. And then you got the Life Beyond. You got the Life
Phobismist.
Beyond series coming out. I know you got coming up with that one.
Phobismist.
Taking a turn in the direction that I actually wanted to see it go.
Now tell me that little stinger there wasn't cool as shit.
That stinger was solid. I like that.
You know, you pick up skills, you learn how to get better, you take time, and you like anybody that has an idea that wants to do this can do this. You know, we're not growing at fast-paced numbers, but we are growing. We're
But you
continuing to build a solid fan base that love our show. We get consistent watchers every week now that
And we
watch
get personal
every show.
emails on Facebook through people telling us they love us.
Right.
They love the contrast difference between me and Daniel, which, you know, I often kind of was concerned about that because it was vastly different
Mm-hmm.
between you and I. But it's worked. It's just
Yeah, but that's the
been
thing, though.
weird
You don't
thing.
want to sit there and constantly... Like me and him, we have a lot of the same viewpoints. So I had to play the devil's avocado and dive into him and be like, okay, so why is this? Why do you think that way? Why do you think it's going to work? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But
So you felt it was a little bit forced.
yes, it was, definitely. Because it was hard to actually constantly think of it from the alternate perspective. But then with the contrast in it now, it's natural. It feels good. It works. You don't have to sit there and force it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
solid.
that's what it's fun. It's been what's the word? I don't even know what the word is to describe it, but it's just like it seems like I don't know where the ideas keep coming from. Like we're constantly coming with new ideas, going, where the hell did that idea
The
even
Christmas
come
songs.
from? You know,
They did the Christmas song. You know,
I
it
wish
was-
I was driving over here when you guys played it. I wish I could have heard it. So I'll be listening to it. Don't worry.
okay, good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been beyond that. It's, you know, the whole Life Beyond series. I literally stuck my head out the door and I said, "Send that to me." He said, "Send me what?" I said, "Let's make that a series, just Life Beyond." And then next thing you know, it's like what 3 weeks later, we've got like a whole day worth of shooting and an actual intro for something that we're gonna do. So this is gonna be pretty wild. And
Yeah, that's it.
But also, you ain't got to worry about really so far about the growth. Because, I mean, so taking it from perspective that I've seen with, you know, gaming on YouTube, you know, big people like Markiplier or Sunday who does Minecraft or even PewDiePie, they were posting 2 to 3 videos a week, sometimes 4 and 5, for months, sometimes over a year before they even hit like 10 subscribers. And then for the next year, they maybe hit 1,000 subscribers. It wasn't until they actually like were into it for 4 or 5 years before they actually started to go.
Yeah, it's that hockey stick growth curve. That
well,
kinda starts
you
hitting.
know, and I
snowball.
I told Daniel, I said, I feel good about 2020. You know, there's been so many different things that have been going on. Everything's been positive, from the studio, from the series. Just all of a sudden, it seems like we're just making all these these connections and just networking and constantly brainstorming. The T-shirts you've been pushing. I mean, it's just, to me, it is all signs point in a really good direction.
Even though you didn't go to Facebook jail, so I'm actually disappointed.
I
with
know that was such an awesome shirt too.
It was. I told him that. I was like, man,
Holy
that's a kick-ass
shit! I'm
looking
so
shirt.
disappointed.
But here's the thing: we know you're going back, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It's like at some point, Anthony has got to go to jail because I need so badly for this to be the freaking T-shirt that
it's fine.
People buy.
Post some really off the wall shit. I will report you just for this.
Like, tell me that's not badass design.
It's nice.
And what's cool about this design is, and for any of you that are watching, check this out. Don't try to do this on purpose. This is my biggest concern, that you'll do it on purpose to get kicked. But I can create a design with your face behind the bars and change it to your name and make a customized shirt for you guys. So, I'm just saying.
You still have to pay for it.
You got to pay for it. I'm not buying you one. I can't afford to buy you one.
You have to go to Facebook jail too.
We're already spending way too much money on the show as it is in terms of all the between. You've heard they've heard the spiel before anyway, but just the cost of the production company that's coming up, the cost of the travel that we've got coming up, the cost of the website, the cost of all the third-party services that we use to keep track of analytics and payments and different, the podcasting hosting and the website itself. Like it all adds up. You can do it on a shoestring budget, but we like to have a little higher quality and try to do.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I've been working so much overtime is because I was gearing up towards a series of some sort. And I knew the only way that we were going to make that happen is that we were going to have to put out some money. I knew that. I mean, it's a big risk, I feel, in my opinion, because there's a lot of money in behind it. But I'm constantly pushing that envelope. I told you, I want struggle on the show, but ultimately I want it Upchurch. And the reason why is because these guys have got all interesting stories when it comes to music from different backgrounds and the struggles they actually went through to get which they're at, and they're not mainstream, but yet they got tons of followers. Their music is incredible, but they're not signed.
What is mainstream?
They started off like us, just from the bottom up, and just as, when I talked to Chris, one of the guys we're going to interview on Sunday, and hearing struggles past and the things that he's been through and just his life in general. Right. It's just, I cannot wait to have him on the show, dude. I can't wait. I can't, because it's interesting to me. It may not be interesting to other people, but when you look at Chris's life, he was an entrepreneur, and you look about all the struggles he went through and his time in prison, and he got out of prison and then he started cutting hair for a living. He made that his career. He became an entrepreneur, and then all of a sudden he started up a record label. He owns 10 acres of marijuana, fields out in Colorado.
That's crazy.
And
that's
now
crazy,
he's a multi-millionaire living that life when he made a bad decision in life. So it's just to give people that hope that, hey, you might have fucked up, but you can still turn your life around.
That's what we're trying to do too, is like get to a level of success with the show, with our endeavors, that we can quit our day jobs. We can focus on what we want to do full time, and we can do what makes us happy. This makes us happy. That's why we don't care to put in the time and the sweat equity. That's why we don't care to put in all the the extra money that's needed to make this happen. It's like it takes work and dedication, but there's a number of things you can do that anybody can do, really. Like I'm telling you, if you have a pretty half-assed decent smartphone, you can start your own show. You can do something to get started on something if that's what you want to do. It's like you just gotta get started. You can't let your It's true. And I think the show is starting to take the shape of more stories of success and failure, and like far as actually taking the effort, taking that chance, and trying. You recently moved out to Florida in an effort to make an effort to try to chase one of your dreams. Yep. You haven't got there, but you haven't stopped trying either.
I haven't
though.
stopped trying, no.
So that's the difference between you and a lot of other people is you tried. I mean, I wouldn't even say you failed. I imagine you've learned so much in this process.
Oh no! Don't get it twisted. I've failed every single day I've been down there so far.
But you didn't fail. You learned something from it.
Yes, but as far as not making it happen,
right.
That's
I know
just,
what you're saying.
That is a failure in my book. But the difference is, though, is that I've learned from it. And I keep trying to go back. Like the company I wanted to work for, I think I would have been great working for. Yeah. I have like 300-page notebooks of content creation ideas that would be magical. I just haven't been able to get my foot in the door. It's oh no, you have a tattoo. Okay, well, a $80 tattoo that used to be around my wrist. I spent $1,200 to remove to do this.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No there. Isn't it? No more there. Yeah.
Dude.
I guess I would have been screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
And then, so there was that, and then
They really can remove
and
them.
then they said yes. But then they did my background check, and because the people who were doing the background check and me couldn't get on the phone with each other for some reason because I couldn't contact them. All they had was a voicemail box.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Lee. Call me back at this number whenever you can. 2 days later, they call me back and I'm busy. I can't answer the phone. So eventually that got screwed over too. So, and the first time I was just completely denied. So
Hey, but you tried.
that's
and,
3
and
shots.
you are trying.
And there's gonna be 4th and a 5th and a 6th shot too. So
And I think that's what's been fun about this now is that we've kind of opened up the doors to other things just besides the political atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten into relationships, talking to people that have struggled with relationships because of, being raised by a single mother who slept around, or, people who have a bad experience with the holidays and have to deal with depression. I mean, these are serious life issues that we're talking to people about that a lot of people can relate to. That's how I feel we can connect with an audience, is for them to see the content that we're putting out so they can relate to it,
Right.
And I love where it's going. So, I mean, it's been a fun
that was
time.
one of the big things that we talked about too before I left, was pushing the show to not solely focus on politics, because it gets very draining, not just for the people out there who are being bombarded by mainstream media and the right and the left and whatever platform they're on or whatever it is, but also for us too, because you constantly have to dive into it. Is this a real claim? Who said this? Why did they say that? Okay, here's a snippet from this news journalist, whatever it is, but was it taken out of context? And to dive into that, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot of
out
time.
of you.
Mm-hmm. And in the end, what actual control do we have over what the hell they do in Congress or what the hell they do in other foreign countries? Like we can report
I mean, we're
on
supposed
it.
to have all the control in Congress, but
But I mean, the thing is, though, is if we're doing things like we have recently, with Jeremy and talking about depression during the holidays, that is something that has the potential of helping someone.
Yeah.
If someone happens to watch it, that can help them. If it helps one person, then I feel that the show can be an actual success.
Right.
I mean, that's just
and even beyond this show is, I've even tried I've been working at the same place for almost 10 years now, and I've tried multiple things to try to get out of there. You took a shot. I'm still envious of that. Like, I'm not envious, but what's the word? I'm amazed by it. Like, you went and tried. You really tried. You dropped everything. You quit the job and everything.
I
went
shot
out there.
my shot, man.
You shot your shot. You did, and nothing wrong with that. But
that's what I said.
well,
It's not
I'm
really
I'm
a
over here.
failure
I'm
in a
over.
way,
Yeah.
I
I don't know. Yes, failure, but not viewing it as a negative. Is that
Right.
Yes,
is
yes.
that more fair to say?
Yes.
more of a life lesson.
Yeah, so I've had, by that definition, I've had multiple failures. I've had Parent of Progress was one of the podcasts that I tried to start.
I was actually to say something before this even started. You and me were going over dozens and dozens of ideas consistently for months while we were both at work on night shift, trying to figure out what could we do, what would be fun, what would catch people's attention and things like that. We had the politically incorrect stories, if you remember those.
I'm still working.
Cliff Torres, yeah, and it's literally insane.
Jesse Thinskin.
Yes, we would literally.
I've still got him. I'm actually talking to a guy to illustrate him right now.
So in 2 hours, mind you, while we were at work, we would sit there and get the main characters, the plot, and basically the entire storyline, start to finish. It was done. I mean, we had like 10 of them in a week. It was amazing.
Yeah, So multiple attempts at trying to get out between Parent of Progress, between Stars Underground was a music marketing type podcast, and that I was trying to help musicians market their stuff. And it's like, ironically, I've never had any experience marketing anything, so why did I not see why that wouldn't work?
Or being a musician. Just playing.
That hurts my
You're pretty
feelings.
So for the people that don't know the backstory behind all three of us,
I can sing, bitch.
I'll give you that.
So for the ones that don't know the backstory behind all three of us, I've actually known Lee longer, actually through his wife. I've known her a little longer, and
That's weird. No, I'm just joking.
a little bit, I guess. It depends on how you look at it. And then a couple of years later, that's when you guys started up Unframe of Mind, and then I got on this whole binge with WikiLeaks, if you guys remember doing that.
Yeah, I remember
And
the
then-
WikiLeaks show. We actually came out to your
Yeah,
apartment. And we sat there for, what was it, 2.5 hours or
Yeah,
something
talking
recorded.
about WikiLeaks.
That
And
was fun. That was fun.
That was the first time I met Daniel, and then it was about a year later that Lee decided to move to Florida.
Pause that for a minute.
Right.
That I'm remembering back to when we did that,
Yeah.
and I'm remembering to just about 2 hours ago when I'm sitting here preparing for tonight's live show, or this Wednesday's live show. Nothing's changed. Like the way I was like, oh fuck, I gotta do this, I gotta change that, I gotta move this, and like that. I was the same fucking person when you first met me, trying to figure out, okay, where can the furniture sit? Where can it? Okay, we gotta get the camera back here. The lighting's not very good. We need to go ahead and turn it this way a little bit. It's like I'm in there like going fuck, and then we sit down. We're like, yeah,
And you know what's
and
funny,
everything
though?
is like cool. Like we're having a conversation. It's like there was no stress moments ago. That's how our Wednesday shows are. Like literally, as I hit publish, it's like, and then all of a sudden, hey, welcome back to the Unframe of Mind show.
But the funny thing is, though, is that I feel the same way because, yeah, behind us is a beautiful green screen now, all this fancy stuff compared to the video you just watched. But behind the scenes, what I'm staring at in front of me is the exact same way it was 3 years ago.
But that's going to be changing
This
here
is
soon.
a
so
crap show right now.
for right
Hey,
now,
my desk is never like I get it clean about twice a year.
So Lee had decided to move to Florida with his family, and they wanted to pursue something for them. He ended up leaving Unframe of Mind. I filled in a couple of Wednesday live shows here and there when I could.
Planted that flag.
And then it was October of what was it year before? It's been about a little over a year now that he asked me to come on full time since Lee had moved. So that's the backstory of the three of us and
Take
why
some
we're all
burden off
sitting
Daniel
together.
here.
So
You know, by himself.
Yeah. That's just weird because I do much better conversing with other people. I've done a few solo shows and I think I do okay. I mean, it's not not like some of the other creators that I listen to that can go for fucking 2 hours straight talking to themselves. I cannot do that.
Right.
I need to have that back and forth with people and just to try to build a topic and build on what you said and you build on what I say and it goes back and forth and it's a constant like evolution in the conversation. So I really, really need that. So for you to come on and like you said, I know you were kind of joking, but it really is kind of true. You took the burden off me a little bit to where I can just
That was dead serious.
I can bring the topics that I want to talk about and still be able to have somebody to bounce those ideas off of, somebody that can kind of catch my blind side and notice things that maybe in my mind I'm not thinking of because I don't think the way
And
everybody
that's
else
where the
thinks.
contrast works and the duality works.
Right.
'Cause it's not you monotoning out to somebody, only your perspective on it. Because when you're sitting there talking and you're feeding out what you think about this idea or this situation that's going on, you're going to get this sort of tunnel vision thing with your own brain. But then Anthony's here to snap you out of it.
And you know what I find interesting is he's more of the philosopher kind of.
It could work this way.
And then I'm over here like what?
Like, hold on a second, let me turn that light off.
So I mean I think that's one of the other reasons why it does work for us. But I'm thinking the three of us sitting here right now, and of course the last time the three of us were together is back when we did WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
So it's. Yeah, I mean, I love it, to see the three of us together again. This is, and see the progress of the show and where it's going, the direction of it. This is really cool. I like
Should have
this.
done a 2-hour live show.
Yeah.
Should have just stayed here, took a break.
Well, if you want to, we can always go live again.
Ain't nobody else doing nothing tomorrow.
Dude, we went live at, midnight one night, and we were up until 3:30 in the morning.
That was probably one of the coolest shows. Yeah, I think we started. It was a 2.5 hour long show.
And I nagged him about it. I said, come on, man, let's go live. Let's go live.
I thought for sure we were going to come back here and be on here for like 30 minutes and just have a quick, talk. It was me, him, and Mark that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought the guitars back here and we're playing music and we're talking about shit and deep stuff. And it goes on. And like 2.5 hours later, we finally cut the stream off like, all right, I think it's time.
Yeah.
we've talked. I stayed up until about 5, almost 6 o'clock that morning after you left, talking to Mark out there in the living room.
That's unheard of for you. You're in
Yeah.
bed like 9 or
I'm
10.
in, yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
grandpa having ass.
I'm usually up. I'm usually the guy that's up at 4:45 every morning.
But that's when I think the show is more enjoyable, is when we have those spontaneous moments of where we do something that's kind of off the cusp, you know?
Yeah.
Doing that live show at midnight, and then, you know, there's been other times, what was it? I did that Facebook live feed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just kind of breaks it all up, and it's not so much the same thing day in and day out. You know, we're kind of mixing
Monotonous.
it up, yes.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's what
what's
makes
been
it fun. Is we can't. We've designed it so that we can do a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
We can do stupid skits. You know.
And a song.
We
Those are
we
always
can.
fun.
Yeah. We're like, hey, this is cool. Let's
You
do
know-
that.
You want to know the funny thing though? Like, okay, so I know with the sex contract,
Mm-hmm.
that's been, oh my god.
Still popular.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it-
god!
it's been out there forever, but I've actually seen people create other ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they didn't get that idea by them damn selves. Like, I've seen it in mainstream popular videos. Like, I think it was like College Humor had one, and a few others. Like, now you have to sign this contract.
Mhm. Mm.
I mean,
I don't know. That's actually our most popular piece of content to this day.
it's a
It's literally the
Piece
only
of
piece
art.
of content that draws.
I mean, 400 years from now, they're
Email
to find the
subscribers.
original one, and they're hanging in the Smithsonian. You know what I'm saying?
Next to the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, yes. I need to write this into
Declar-
law.
what did I call
Are you
that?
cool with this? Are you cool with that?
I called it the Decoration of Codependence the other day.
Oh, good lord.
Codependence. And then, of course,
Not
now,
the declaration, the decoration.
And now
Decoration.
he's wrote me into wanting to go do yoga. So,
Oh, good lord.
I can't wait to see that shit.
you
Is
know,
it at least cool yoga, like goat yoga? Or just regular
No, it's-
plain hot
but
yoga?
this yoga, the chick that runs it, she's fucking gorgeous. I'm
You
looking
misogynistic pig.
I know, it's great.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Oh, good
So,
lord.
what are your general plans? Like, what moving forward? Are you
Coming home.
Are you going to continue to try to go down that avenue, or are you going to try to slightly adjust course and pursue a marketing role elsewhere? Like, is that is still?
So here's the thing, like I was telling Anthony earlier, dude, I've been on like 90 job interviews in the past 2 years, and I
Jesus.
know there's only one that I bombed. So I was telling him, like, I was at work between both my jobs, 15 hours total. I chugged like 3 Red Bulls so I can wake up, and I
Stop. This is where name my list. This is the part in the show. I need to mark this time code here. At approximately 31 minutes in, Lee gives us a list of bullshit excuses why he failed at his fucking interview. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
Take one.
That was a hell of a bill up there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Okay.
And I couldn't pull shit out of my ass if I had to. I mean, I was just
If you were a proctologist.
Yes, I couldn't
I
even do
couldn't
that.
pull shit out of my ass if I was a proctologist. There,
There
I'll
you
write
go.
your jokes for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Fuck,
That's why
man.
you're here. Good lord.
Back to the drawing board.
But yeah, and out of all the other ones, I know I had solid interviews, and I know they're like even though I only had 90 interviews, I probably applied for over 400 jobs.
Wow.
And then we're talking.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, we're talking entry level positions.
Yeah.
For somebody who's got 7 years of leadership experience and marketing experience and has a degree in it. Oh, but you didn't actually have marketing experience, but you have the degree.
Like
Okay,
like
no
examples.
problem. Cool.
Like
So-
examples of your work or like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Saying, oh, you didn't actually work with the company and do this for marketing, or you had a brain farts. Anyways, but see, that's why I hate when you do this to me. You always throw me off track. Now my brain's like,
Another excuse. Go
yes,
on.
it is. Yes. But I've tried and tried and tried. So I basically just said, screw it. I'm tired of working for somebody else, and I was going to start marketing myself. So slowly but surely, I'm building myself up. I've started my own little gaming thing, and you know, I got myself nice little cool backgrounds and overlays and all that.
You showed it to me. It's really cool. It's really cool. It looks
So I mean,
legit.
it's compared to where most
And-
people
and
start
you-
out at,
Yeah.
to where I started out at, I'd say my production's pretty good. I mean, it's not exactly where I want it to be yet, but I got tired of chasing after companies. Hire me, please, please. Who do I got to give a hand job to? You know what I'm saying? And I just said I'm just gonna do it for myself. And if
Well, you got pretty rough hands. I
I
understand.
know
I
these are still work
The
hands, bro.
calluses. Ooh, I can feel them.
Just
that-
rough
that's
and
why-
rugged, bro.
That's
Yeah.
why you
Rough
didn't.
and rugged.
That's why you didn't get the job. They're
Oh,
super.
okay.
Wait, this feels familiar. Do that again.
Someone's going skiing later.
Do that again.
Yeah, yeah.
Do that again. Do it again. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's going on our Pornhub clip.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but so I just decided I'm gonna do what I want to do and build the content that I want to build.
Were you fucking skiing with us?
I was skiing.
He was. I told you he was. He was going down those slopes.
Oh, fuck.
Slippery white powdery white slopes, as Bob Ross would say, liquid white.
Liquid white.
So yes, I have changed my direction. I'm tired of chasing after people who actually in 5 years' time, if I chose to pursue something else, wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit to hire me, and they wouldn't give a shit if I left.
So do you honestly see yourself staying where you're at now, or do you think you'll find your way back here?
Back to Tennessee? I don't know. Can't say. No. I'm not giving no definites, no ifs, no maybes, no nothing.
That's a non-answer. That's a politician's answer right
I
there,
will
son.
say
He's been in Florida too long. He's become the quintessential
Floridian.
Florida man.
Yeah,
that's right.
I will
Well,
say.
I'm
Anyways,
legit surprised you have not come up in any of those articles. Every time I see a Florida man, I'm like clicking it, like, is that fucking Lee yet? No.
You
Is
guys
that
ever
fucking
flip
Lee?
a gator on his
Florida
back and Jamie
pet.
Finger's butthole?
What?
What?
Taking his gator for a walk. No, seriously,
No, I'm not.
I'd like to see you back in Tennessee. That's just me, though. You know.
Well, hopefully I can sit there and with what I'm doing now. I mean, if it's something that takes off and supplements a portion of my income, I could basically go where I wanted to.
And that's just it. Like, if any of these endeavors that we attempt work, even to a small degree, like if it could just supplement a little bit of my income or a little bit of your income, it would change everything. Like, because we're already used to living on a shoestring budget. Like, we're already used to living with just enough to get by. So if we get just a little bit more, we're like,
I'm just tired of working the overtime.
yeah, and you work a lot. Like, you get paid pretty good, and you work a shit ton. Yeah. So it's like, God,
how do you think I feel? He gets paid pretty well. I work a job and a half, and I don't get paid shit.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Florida's fucking expensive.
I've never been in that. Yeah. I've never been in that position. Yeah. That's insane. I mean, I work a lot, but it's not, multiple jobs.
But see, that's the
that
thing,
I have
though.
to
That's
be
the thing.
at,
So, excuse me.
That's just work I take on myself.
But that's the thing. Full-time job. You're pursuing, and if you get to the point where this could supplement at least a portion of that, you guys can go down to part-time jobs somewhere, working 20 hours a week, and then you can put that extra time into this and watch it build and grow even more. Yeah. And that's really what happens with online content creators. They always start off so small and itty-bitty. It's a video, maybe 2 a week, and then eventually you see after they gain a following. Now they're putting out videos 3, 4, 5 days a week. They're making different content for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram, for YouTube, all this stuff.
And I'm going to show you something here because it's not for lack of ideas.
This is like 8 years worth. Probably 6 months.
It's somewhere in between.
But the fact that you have a vision and you want to try to pursue something is pretty neat. I like.
Yeah. So this is not okay. This is just ideas that I haven't done yet. All these notebooks. I tear out the ideas when I actually do them. They're gone. I take them out. They're thrown away. This is just what I still have left over that I can work from. And I constantly write this shit down.
Give you guys perspective on this. He's carried around those same notebooks since I first met him. This is almost 8 years ago now.
Yeah. Filling up another one here. I carry it around with me everywhere I go.
He's got fancy now. He's got a leather bound.
I made that myself. I made that.
I think you need one.
I fucking made that. Anyway, no. But the thing is if I can focus more time on doing like Unframe of Mind, I have a ton of ideas. I know I've thrown a bunch of them at you, and you're like, "Wow, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool." That'd be cool.
Here's the
it's
thing.
like, when do we have a chance to do it? More time would make that possible.
That's why I felt like I needed to do something to almost push us over that edge, and that was the idea with this series. It's just, I mean, you have to, like Lee, you took a risk moving to Florida. I'm taking a risk by putting a lot of money behind this. I am not seeing a return on this, and I'm fine with it. Because if it gets us to that point to where we can cut back on working, then that itself will supplement what I've lost, and what I gain in return is the fact that I can cut back on working. I can spend more time with my family. I can travel more. I can do this more, and it's just you have to give up a lot, to get something in return. Right. But then hopefully in the long run it all pays off and it'll even itself out. But
probably one of the risks that I've taken is the opportunity cost of all the other things that I want to try to do. Not just show related, but other opportunities with other companies or other people that, and all of that I've had to say, okay, I want this Unframe of Mind thing to work. I need to focus on that first, as far as other endeavors. Everything else goes in the notebook and it's put on the back burner. If I get to it, I get to it. But, there's other ones in there that I've thought, man, seriously, I've seriously looked at them going, man, if I just stop doing Unframe of Mind for a little bit and work on it, it's crossed my mind. It's like, oh my God, but it's like, I want this to work because this is me. This is what I love doing. And everything else, if this works out, then I'll have time to pursue those other things. So it's like, I have a problem with trying to chase too many things. And I've learned to, as part of maturing, I've learned to stop and go, okay, I need to focus on one thing primarily. Well, I still don't focus on one thing by any stretch of the imagination, but at least I've got the one primary one.
And here's the thing for me, though, is that I thought everything out. I've done a lot of research on this. I put a lot of time in just getting online, seeing what interviews have been conducted with these certain individuals, and nobody has. So I felt like I'm tapping into something that has not been done yet.
That blue ocean.
Right, and I just,
like yeah, because it's easy for like the big people to want to interview all these newly signed artists and people that already have huge followings, but we're kind of hitting the people. We're kind of hitting some of the people that are just on the way up.
I think the struggle is real when it comes to independent artists than it say that it is some cat that gets signed. And,
it's a different struggle.
He's an overnight success.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a whole lot of struggle to it. It just seems almost kind of like it's manufactured.
Yeah, it's a different kind of struggle for sure.
With these guys, it's grinding away in the business itself, which is very, very hard to break to begin with, and they're making an actual success from YouTube followers to, you got Spotify, you got all these outlets now and platforms that they didn't have 10 years ago.
Yeah. And you better be on all of them or you're missing out.
Right. So I'm more interested in the story behind those artists, those independent artists that are still grinding away at it. I mean, they're very well known, within their own respective genres, but I just kind of want to know a little bit more about them, what nobody else has wanted to do because they're not that somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just felt like it brings a different level of the conversation when it comes to that industry to the forefront. And it gives people a chance to actually see and listen and to learn about those individuals that you often hear about.
But you also have to think of it this way, though, too. Even though they haven't hit the mainstream, as, 90% of the people out there, a lot of times people are big successes by still being in the underground.
Right.
One of the biggest ones was back in the early 2000s with Swishahouse out of Houston, Texas. You had Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, a few of those guys. Yeah, they made 1 or 2 mainstream albums, but after all that, they still went back to the underground, and that's where they make all their money at. It's just in that one small state and spread out just a little bit more. That's it.
Yeah. That's the new model, man. That's the new model. You ain't got the gatekeepers at the top of the music industry or any industry, really, for that matter, saying, "Hey, these."
Well, you still do technically. This whole YouTube thing.
Well,
they still crack
in a
damn
way,
whip.
in a way.
But what I would like to see, and I know it's a pipe dream, I guess you can say, but to break the internet with this, to bring the independent artist and everything that they're doing, and actually give it some real competition to the mainstream. That's what I'd like to see. That's what I want. I want it to make it so big that it actually becomes competitive. And you got, the big labels like, oh shit, we got to do something here. Because you look at a lot of the rap artists today, they're mumble rappers, auto-tunes. Rap is not what it used to be. But then the people I'm talking to, it's like, that's rap. That's what I remember hip-hop used to be. So and it's
like Zuby. Have you heard his stuff?
I've listened to Zuby. He's actually got lyrical content behind what he does.
Like there's actually some intellect behind what he's saying. It's you're actually putting some thought into your lyrics. You're not just telling me how awesome you are and how many bitches you slept with in the last week, and you're not telling me how much money you pretend to have because you rented that that vehicle on your video.
Yeah.
And you, like he was saying, you have to understand that's what mainstream wants, though, because that's what's popular. Because take a person like T-Pain. He auto-tunes. You ever heard him sing without auto-tune?
Horrible. It is.
No. he is great without autotune. He has a voice.
No, I mean with autotunes, it's horrible.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he
but
has a great voice. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I should have
Yeah,
clarified.
So that's what
I don't know
mainstream
anything.
wanted when he first came out, was that auto-tune
Yeah.
sound, that new synthesizer. Even though Blackstreet was doing it in the 90s anyway. But without auto-tune, he has a wonderful voice. He could compete on so many different levels. And it's just like when you go on YouTube, music videos used to be huge on YouTube, and not just the mainstream ones. We're talking to people who did the covers and everything, but ever since YouTube changed their algorithm to promote longer videos, 10, 15, 20-minute videos, the music industry kind of died down on YouTube. And I've watched a few people who were deep into making those videos had to change their content up to make longer videos. Because, I mean, you're not Michael Jackson. You're not going to make a 15-minute music video.
Yeah.
And
Shit, them things are expensive.
Yeah, and the thing is that
They're like mini movies. some of them.
90% of the people out there on YouTube are far better singers and musicians than the people who hit mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, not to sit there and knock on
Yeah, no,
anybody
that's-
who likes Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift, she's not that great of a singer to me.
No.
And I like country music. The only reason she broke into it, from what I understand, and from the articles I've read, is that her parents were sitting there shelling out money to get her to make it.
Yeah, I can't speak intelligibly on
I
that.
mean, haters gonna
particular
hate, whatever.
thing. Wait, we just got a copyright strike. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Gotta cut that
Yep,
one
you're
out.
welcome.
Oh Jesus. This is So I'm not really sure what direction to take this. What do y'all think?
I mean,
we
honestly,
could probably
though,
go on for
so-
another
so
15 minutes or so to get an hour show.
To get away from the serendipitous portion of this, even though you want something to work, you also have to recognize when something is failing. And you have to take it in another direction. Yes, you want Unframe of Mind to work, and you will grind at it. But let's say you're grinding at it for 4 years, and it's still not going nowhere, and you're not making a dime off, and you're still sitting here sinking money into it. You're at the same job. There's the time when you actually have to be smart enough to recognize to let go. For me, it took almost nearly 2 years to let go of this dream of where I wanted to do content creation at and pursue my own path. I mean, I gave up. I think I sold about $3,000 worth of my own sports memorabilia to get myself a setup to pursue my own content creation. So, I mean, sometimes you just got to know when it's time to bow out gracefully.
And he came to me not too long ago and made that comment. He said, I just felt like there was a time recently that he was going to throw in the towel. And I told him, I said, no, something feels different this time. And
Well, it's not so much that I want to throw in the towel. It's just
it's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
as two of us are doing the show together, I want to be as open and honest with what goes through my mind, and obviously, as with anything, you're gonna have your doubts. You're gonna have your moments of going, well, it doesn't seem to be doing quite what we're hoping to do. Like you said, after 4, what is the cutoff? I can't define that. That's the problem.
No, nobody can define it for you. You have
Right,
to. It's just something that you have to know.
But that
But
being
I'm still
said,
having fun doing this.
Yeah,
That's why I don't-
definitely. But that being said, in order to define that, it's going to require me and you to keep those lines of communication open, which we do.
Yes.
I'm not, I have no problem with that. But I want to be. If I'm ever having doubts, I want to be open with you, and if you're having doubts, open with me, and we talk about it, and we say, okay, well, maybe we go ahead and stop it then, or maybe we go ahead and keep going because this point and this point and this point. We just got to keep continuing that conversation, see how we're feeling, keep checking in with each other constantly, and seeing how we're feeling about it.
But when you told me that was when I actually called Shane and I said, hey, crunch some numbers for me. Tell me what you can do as far as production. Get back with me. It was several weeks before he got back with me. And then something inside of me felt like, okay, you've invested so much of your time, your energy in the last almost 4 years into this. I'm going to do something that's either going to make or break what I want to do with the show. And I know the financial costs it's going to bring. I know all this. I knew all of it. But I want to take that risk. I want to take that risk. And so far, it's paying off. I mean, we've had David Mercy, who was a former Playboy photographer, for 23 years.
Yeah.
The stories,
Still
the
to come.
content, that's still to come. There's going to be a lot more.
Wait a minute. We don't know if by the time this episode goes out, if that one was already out or not, or if this one's coming.
But
It
what I'm
doesn't matter.
saying is, what I'm saying though is that then we get, we're on Zuby's show, You know, that's coming up.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I feel really hopeful for 2020.
Yeah.
I really do, and I think that if we
Unframe of Mind 2020. Get out there and vote.
So I just feel like that this
You
is
know better than that.
I just have a feeling that this thing's really going to shift gears. I really do. And I think as long as we keep on with the studio and what we're doing now, if we just keep ourselves grounded while we're doing it, I think we'll be fine.
You know, I think none of this would even be possible if Lee was still here.
What do you mean?
Probably not. It's a good thing that I left.
I was just fucking with you. Calm
No,
down.
I know, but I'm dead serious though.
I think the show would have gone a lot further if he was still living here. I think with the three of
That's the thing. We can speculate all we
Oh
want.
yeah, definitely. We could speculate. Here's the thing, though.
No.
Here's the thing, though. It's not. This is what I do like about the show. Is like there's something we bring to this that nobody else has, and that's our personalities. That's the I can't
I thought
bring.
it was STDs.
Well, we bring STDs. What was it? Stats,
Like
truth,
that, didn't you?
stats, truth, and data.
Yeah.
Stats, truth, and data. STD. No, it's when you start thinking about it from a competitive angle, there's only so much because we can't bring more time than people who do it full time. We can't bring more money than people who have millions of dollars for high dollar production studios and everything
Michael
else.
Bloomberg.
We can bring a little bit, but we can't bring that. So we obviously can't compete on cost. We can't compete on time. We can't compete on research because we just don't have the time.
We
do
have
research.
to be creative.
What we have is our creative minds.
Yeah.
What we have is our personalities. What we have is our own drive and our own scrappiness to get in there and get it done and talk to people that other people ain't wanting to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, to go in there and just do things that other people aren't willing to do. And that's fine. You know, a blowjob in an alley once in a while never hurt nobody. Like, you can brush your teeth.
Sometimes you need
not.
new equipment. It is what it is.
For,
Out of the back of a white van.
For the alley blowjobs?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need new equipment for your alley blowjobs.
I mean, somebody's offering a new headset and microphone. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You got to run with it, man.
No shit. No shit. So I think the whole point of this show has just been, you know, hey, we're struggling, we're trying, we're taking our licks, and we're
having fun.
We're letting everybody in to see what's kind of behind the scenes, the inner workings, the thoughts, the doubts, the hopes, the dreams.
And that's
that
why
go
I've been
in.
making those posts on the group.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's like you see that, and you got to understand where we're coming from on this, and I just want everybody to not feel like they can't try to succeed and try to at least shoot for what they want to do, and don't let all the excuses out the fucking window. You look at our first video. We showed you one of our first videos, and it looks like total garbage. You know, a few years later, we're doing pretty decent. We're coming up with some great content. We've got great articles and great sex contracts, creative skits, and videos.
Guests.
We've got great guests coming up. We've got an amazing Facebook group that, I don't even, just off a whim, I'm like, let's fucking try to make a Facebook group one week. And I did it, and it's been amazing. Like,
Can you imagine if you had
so
started
much
that up
interaction.
3 years ago?
I know where we'd be. No,
I
I
mean, we
know
can't- we
where
can't,
would we
you
be.
know.
Can't go back in time.
I
yeah.
know, but still, it's the learning curve of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still things that we haven't thought about that are sitting right in front of our faces, and we haven't even, given a scratch yet. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the good niches that y'all are in right now. Because right now, there's a lot of people out there, content creators, where you only see the nice, beautiful, polished, finished product.
Yeah.
But you guys are out there in the book or in the Facebook group. Hey, this is what we're working on. What's your ideas? What's your thoughts? Getting people involved in it, and that's something that you really don't see from these type of podcasts and shows and just content creators in general. Getting their audience.
I just made that comment
Dived
during the
into
live
it.
show. I told him, I said, why don't we ask the group about doing a jingle for the new What the Fuck is that on Wish?
What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck is that on Wish?
But that's exactly what you were just saying. I know, it's great.
It's a new segment.
But that's what you were just
Are
talking
you?
about.
Do
and that's
you
what we were
approve of
doing.
that segment?
Yes, I do actually.
okay,
Wish
good.
is. Oh my.
I
That's a
shot
whole different show. Never
That was
mind.
his idea. He brought it up. I'm like,
I posted on the
all
group
right.
page, and it was that little thing that
For the
little
toddler,
kid,
right?
Yeah, that he's into. And I just said, "What the fuck is that on Wish?" So then I messaged him on Telegram, and I said, "What about doing a new segment, kind of like the Phobizimus, but with Wish?" He goes, "Sure." So it's
I'll
just
try.
like, all
And
right.
what's funny
Like,
is
hell,
that
what's gonna happen? What's the worst that could happen? We get
Here's
shut
the
down
thing.
on YouTube.
So, here's the thing. Whoever makes that little toddler pee on the go thing, whatever it is, I have a brand new demographic for you guys.
All right.
Streamers. They're stuck at
Oh
their
my
desk.
God, that's
Dude,
true.
I literally took that picture when he posted
Yeah.
it, and I posted it to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You have people who are sitting there at their computers, at their desks, for 4, 8, 12, 24 hours. Who wants to leave their stream to, well, stream? The sneak-a-wee.
Stream to stream.
It's a sneak-a-wee.
Sneak-a-wee.
People on your stream aren't even going to know.
Sneak-a-wee.
Chat will never know that
You better
are.
get that
I mean-
copyright and everything.
I'm just,
Get that trademark, dude. I'm serious.
dude, I threw it out there and it got no love for some reason. I'm like, dude, this is beautiful
Oh.
content,
Dude,
bro.
you should have shared it with me. I would
Bro,
share
hold on.
that.
Let me dig into it. Hold
That
on a
is
second.
so awesome.
I'll give
I
you
love
the
it.
exact rundown.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I don't even know where it went.
Sorry.
You know what? Twitter probably sit there and deleted it because it was controversial.
Sneak-a-wee.
Dude, sneak-a-wee, because I'm telling you, man. No one's gonna know what you're doing underneath your desk, bro.
I have noticed, just based on the language that you use, that you have been doing your homework, your marketing homework. Like, you're using terms that I recognized from my classes when I was in college. I'm like, oh, like the blue ocean term. It's like, I know
Yes.
exactly what that means, and yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. You know, I couldn't tell you what the vocabulary was behind it, but I've
This is
noticed.
what I went to school for, so might as well
Yeah.
apply it to myself before I apply
Yeah,
it to
I've
anyone
noticed
else.
that you're actually you are learning stuff and you're using these terms. I'm like, oh, I see a lot of growth in you, and I have, dude. Like, I don't know even remember if that's anything we talked about like live on the show, or if I've even talked to you about it personally. I have no idea.
I don't think so.
But when we first met to where you're at now, like the amount of growth I've seen in you as a person is fucking astounding.
I know we went from two douchebags that thought each other were douchebags.
Now I don't remember that. I
No,
remember
you
always
thought-
liking you.
No,
told me that.
no.
That might be true. I just don't happen to remember it right now.
He doesn't remember it because I thought Daniel, when I first met him, was a douchebag. He was working across from me, and I remember after we got to talking, he's like, "Dude, I thought you were a douchebag too." Dude,
Okay.
this is the story I tell everybody about meeting when we met each other,
I forgot. I completely forgot.
and then it
But-
turned out that
oh,
we were two
okay,
douchebags
okay.
in a pod,
We are two douchebags in a pod,
or,
but
or two douches in a box.
part
under
of
the
what
sink,
part of
whatever.
what I remember, what I do remember is you seem to be like what's this new term my son introduced me to, a tryhard.
A try hard.
I thought you were gonna say, "Okay, boomer."
no, he introduced me to that one after tryhard, but it's a perfect term for it, I think, because it was like you seemed like you were trying really hard to be overly gross and funny and like perverted and trying to be like really and like everything we talked about was like so like over the top, like oh my god,
Had to
dude.
be.
And I remember actually having to ask you to tone it back a little bit, because you even turned my wife off a little bit, because she's like, that he made me really uncomfortable. Like it was, and it's like nothing against you.
So-
It's like I saw that, and I don't know what it was, but I'm just saying, from then to now, it's like you're not. I don't want to say you're a different person. You're the same person, but hugely matured, I guess. I'm trying to say this as diplomatically as
actually-
possible.
Fuck PC.
Yeah, you still have the
That's
fucking
right.
great sense of humor, dirty ass mind, and I love it.
The thing is,
It's just
like,
not so trying.
So, like, when I was being a creeper for a few minutes outside the door before
Yeah,
I surprised him, like, he was talking about check on people, mental health, and a
Yeah.
big reason was because I actually had to notice this in myself, is that I've dealt with the whole mental health, issue. I get down on myself. I get super depressed. Like, this past 2 years, it's been... I mean, one night when the wife and kids were sleeping, I literally had a fucking mental breakdown on myself. It was rough, dude. But I noticed...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody did.
Why?
Anyways,
Why?
because mental health is something hard to talk about. No matter even if you're the person who's going through it,
I know.
it's very difficult to bring it out.
Now I'm offended.
Okay, be offended. Anyways,
Fucking didn't call
Doesn't
me.
take much.
yeah,
I want to know these things. I want to help
but
you. But anyway, go ahead. I understand.
that's why I was really who I was so many years ago, because I felt like I needed to be the center of attention. I needed to gross people out. I needed to focus on me so it would somehow boost my own self-esteem. You know what I'm saying?
Which ironically had the exact opposite effect for most people.
Yes, but in my mind, at least I got that 30 seconds of attention.
Right.
I don't need attention for the whole week. I just needed it then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that stems from, I got fucked up head from all the years of drug abuse that I had, for the better part of a decade. Both of y'all know I was a junkie until I moved down to Tennessee when I was like 21, 22 years old, and I finally got myself clean. And, this September I celebrated 11 years.
I do remember hearing that story. Yeah, I do remember that for sure.
And that was one of the big things. I was trying to replace a vice with another vice of boosting my self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Going for the dopamine hit in other areas.
Somebody's giving me attention, dopamine, yes, I'm so happy, But then I realized that I really, if I cultivated myself and actually looked at who I was as a person, taking that away, I knew I'd be better for it. So, yes, some looking glass type shit. Whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, and I'm like super stoked to be part of that journey and just seeing that.
I was happy you are a part of that journey too. Because you were one of the very few people that were like, bro, relax.
Like, to be honest, like, who else is going to be honest with you? It's like...
That's the thing, nobody ever was,
Nobody is straightforward. Like that's what I think a lot of people are missing in their relationships. Is like, dude, like, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody accepts that nobody's perfect, but nobody's willing to call each other out and say, or even just in a supportive, constructive criticism type of way, say, hey, I'm kind of feeling this way. Why don't you do this or change that or try this a little differently or whatever it is. People are so terrified that they're gonna hate me if I say anything. Oh my God, they're gonna I can't do that. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's even like I think one of your mom's friends said. Hey, I'm on one of our like first videos. Hey, I'm no stranger to swear words, but this is a little over the top. Mm-hmm. And that's because every other word out of my mouth was. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a normal fuck or shit. It was like something completely irrational and egregious.
It's still there.
It's like a nervous vomiting of curse words.
Yes, basically, it's like a clown pulling this thing out of his mouth.
Fuck.
Which, funnily, I probably could have made money off of because I've seen a few streamers who have Tourette's and they're blowing the up.
That seems to be the new thing these
days.
Good
Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got Tourette's and you got a camera phone. You can do a lot with that. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, start that channel.
Yeah, over this past 4 years, I think we've all grown.
Oh my God,
a lot, and that's just
I know
a
I've
part
grown.
of life.
I know I've grown considerably. It's incredible. Like just over the
You're
past.
Still the shortest one in the group. But yes,
I am still the shortest one in the group, and I have grown. Yeah,
I'm sitting. I'm actually slouching down to help you out here.
This is
I'm slouching too.
I keep having to remember to sit up, but. Yeah, and this is the part where I pretend to be offended by the fact that you're making fun of my height.
But you have the greatest beard in the group.
I do.
Because there's no other beards.
Literally the only beard in the group. That's like saying you're the greatest dad in the world. You're my favorite dad.
No, you're the world's okayest dad.
Yeah.
You're my favorite dad. I'm your only fucking dad, kid. Fuck off. Get out of here. Buy your mama Coke.
Well, I told you in that video clip that I posted on the group how much the show's changed for me, since he's left and the ideas that he wanted to take the show in once he did leave. So it's if you're still able to reflect back on how things have changed you by having that conversation, then at least you're aware of the conversations being had and it's actually doing
it's
something
neat
good in your
going
life.
back to those original videos and seeing that what the show means to us or what we want, what our show would look like if it was a success or whatever. And it's like we're still in the same vision. It's morphed to accommodate a little bit more of an encompassing arena, but it's basically the exact same thing. Nothing's really changed.
The base vision's still there.
Yeah, it's like it's the seed idea. The seed idea is still there. Mm-hmm. Like that has not changed. And now we got a beautiful tree growing out of that. It's more like a scraggly bush on the side of the road that gets hit by trucks that are a little bit too wide. Yeah, it's got like 2 leaves on fire, but you get my point.
As long as it maintains itself and it's always fun for me. Mm. I don't think I'll ever walk away.
Yeah, interesting, different, something. Yeah.
It's challenging. It's enjoyable. I love spending time, with you guys when I'm over here, working on the studio. I wish you were here more often, but I've enjoyed this.
Sorry, I feel like we didn't really cover that as much. The breakdown you had. What was
My mental breakdown?
Yeah, like
It's just-
you mentioned having it, but I don't think
This
like,
was
what.
oh my god, this was early this year. I think like in
What
February.
did that look like? 'Cause I've literally never had a breakdown. I've seen people do it.
I literally sat
I've heard
in the
about
middle.
people doing it,
I literally sat in the middle of my dining room floor crying.
like
It's just
uncontrollably.
when
Yes.
you feel like the pressures of
Yeah.
everything in life just come
Yeah.
down.
Like even
on
now,
you.
just thinking about it, I'm getting like misty eyed. Because it was rough, dude. I never had one of those before. I didn't know exactly what was happening. It was like a panic attack and an anxiety attack, and I was just like I felt literally crippled from nothing physical. It was all up here.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
your thoughts.
But I just couldn't do anything, so I literally sat there for like 3 hours, not doing anything.
you know how earlier you were talking about you just needed 5 minutes?
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean-
never having that 5 minutes. It's never having it. It is constant. It's consistent. I've had it before, and you just you become so overwhelmed with so much that's going on, and it could be from feeling like you're a failure because you thought you did what was the right thing by moving down here. Now it's not. You know, the so many interviews, and you can't understand why you didn't get
Yeah.
a job.
Or like I
and
drug my whole family out here
I
for
took
this.
I
Yes.
removed a tattoo off my wrist so I could get a job. That didn't work, and then all of a sudden
Spent
you just-
$1,200 I didn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
you feel so defeated, but in the process you feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it just it drives you to a mental place that's just not healthy.
That's just it. I can
mean-
intellectualize it. I can imagine it. I have a very strong imagination, but I've never actually experienced it. Is the thing. So I don't really understand. I mean, I understand it, but it's like I feel like it's like I'm grateful that that's never happened to me, I guess, in some way, and I feel bad that my friends have gone through stuff like that, and it's like I don't know what the course of action to take would be. I think maybe it's just
For
something
you or for
me to
others?
help them. You know, like what if I was there?
Just talking to them.
Yeah, if I was
Just
there
being there as a
in that
friend.
moment when that happened to you, like I guess I've been pretty good at self-soothing myself, and I'm pretty good at managing my own stress. I've never really. I mean, I get stressed, but it's never
I found
never,
going,
like-
I found going to the gun range helps a lot.
helps a lot. Yeah.
Oh my
it's just-
God.
I don't know. Like what
I don't know what
would
it is,
do.
but it helps.
Like if I'm in that moment, I'm sitting there next to you, and you're having this moment, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, I cannot stop. I don't know why. I'm."
But you did have a moment like that with me when I found out about Jim. When I came over here, and you were telling me, you know, I got it on the video where you said that you were trying to put on some crude humor that you knew that I would enjoy, and you just said I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's anything you can't do. Just being in the presence of, you know, I may not come to you, I may not talk to you, but just be there. Just be that
Just being
enabling body right there. That if I need you, you're there.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Like a crutch in the corner.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to let people just kind of come to you.
Ironically,
you know?
I'm about the right size to be a crutch in his corner.
But my point is though is that I didn't have to come over, but I did because I knew I needed that.
Yeah.
I don't verbally tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
And then it was the same thing when I was over here one night and I got the call about my grandfather. You know, I stood outside and you asked me if everything was okay, and I said no. I said it's my grandfather, and when people go through things, like I said, it's just if your position in life is to be right there in front of me, I can count on that. That's all I need.
That's cool. Like I appreciate you sharing that. Like I didn't realize I was help for you in those moments. I didn't.
I'm not gonna.
I know you didn't
I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, I know you didn't
It's
vocalize
just-
it. I didn't even realize. So I mean,
because-
I guess that's kind of cool. Just trying to be me and just be who I am, supportive where I can, is enough. Like sometimes I don't feel like it's enough. I feel like I'm letting
Trust me
people
when
down.
I tell you that it is, because if I'm going,
I don't have no
through
choice
that,
but to trust you.
if I'm going through something like that, the death of a family member, and I don't want to be around anybody but you, that speaks volumes without having to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So hopefully that's something that if you ever go through that again, just have somebody around. Just
Call.
We love you.
Call us, dude. Fucking call us.
That's the thing, though. So like
We will
when
not
I was
judge you.
in that moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think what really a lot that led up to it was that I didn't have that old support system. So like I said, I deal with mental health 24/7. Ever since I quit the drugs thing, it's always been a constant battle. But when I left, I didn't realize that I was also leaving
Your support
system that I didn't even know that I actually even had.
Yeah.
You know,
he
coming
might
over
fit in a suitcase and go with. Yeah, I sure as hell can. Maybe the hood of a car.
No, you're not gonna be on my carry-on. Yeah. But that's the thing. I didn't realize I was also leaving that support system. I didn't realize that, you know, seeing you guys, you know, every so often or once a week or whatever actually helped my mental health and kept myself sane until it just built up to what it was. And the fucked up thing is that my wife doesn't even know about this. Y'all are the first people who are to hear about it. Nobody knew about it. I'm just letting everybody know. My kids didn't know about it or nothing, but it just gets to a point where, you know, me and her made this decision. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we had to convince the kids of the decision. But even though me and her made that decision together, I know she did it for me to pursue what I was trying to pursue. So that's another added weight that was on my shoulders. And then the kids not really, you know, having their same friends. And it becomes a lot because it's really like a snowball effect.
And feeling like you need to be the man of the house and you need to be that strong rock support group for everybody else. And yet...
Yes.
So that's all that stress that
like,
on top of everything else caused him to be in that place he was in.
Right.
Exactly. And it's that snowball effect. It's that one little thing you get in the back of your head like, crap, okay, well, this is another failed, you know, job attempt. And then it rolls down like, oh my God, I'm still working 2 jobs. Oh my God, my wife moved down here, even though it was an agreement to us. And you yourself start thinking about all these things, and you're literally just taking pieces of clay and slapping it onto this ball that just bears down on you. It sucked. But I found an outlet that actually helped me. So.
Stabbing puppies?
Pillows?
No.
Stabbing pillows?
Having sex with pillows.
You actually did find an outlet?
No, really, you know, it was, it's not really so much as an outlet, but there's, I play Lord of the Rings online. Nerd alert. Anyway.
Oh, I done admitted to playing Minecraft. Don't worry about it.
But my sister was like,
and
hey,
these like
look,
fucking gamers.
she's like, hey, you're getting a computer and want you to play this online game. You can join this, you know, this kinship, this Discord I've been in for like 10 years since the start of the game. And my sister knows everybody in there. And normally they have a process to get you in. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to become a friend of theirs first before they even let you in. Like, that's like tryouts. It's
like
some
a
serious shit. Yeah. But they let me in, and I found a good group of people that, like, I feel happy to help and be there for. Like, one of the guys who's been helping me with this whole streaming thing, he's only been doing this shit since March, and he's been giving me so much information. Like I jump out there and I feel like I'm actually doing good for the world because I'm helping him. Myself, I'm not, but through being in like his chat and his stream, I'm getting people to donate money for like, last month it was breast cancer awareness. This month it was Wounded Warrior Project. In 3 streams he hit $500. Normally it takes him a whole month to hit 500.
That's badass.
So I mean, I feel, and I didn't realize until I actually said it to him, and I said one of the things that I wanted to do when I started out this new content creation venture was to actually do something in the world and not necessarily change the world, at least change one person's life. Mm-hmm. And even though I'm not, you know, big on the scales like some of these people online, doesn't mean I can't start now. And that's the way I started. I started sitting there making jokes and getting people like, hey, you know, if you donate $20, I'll give you, you know, a free subscription to this dude's channel. And people would do it. So I found an outlet that actually keeps my sanity a little bit. So.
Right on.
Because, I mean, the stress is still there right now. I still work 2 jobs, and I still put it in for a million of places I can try to apply for, but I have something that's like... Because it's still hard to talk about mental health. Even though you guys say call, doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily pick up the phone and be like, yeah, dude, just let you know, it's a bad shit show in my fucking head right now.
Actually, I would die laughing first, and then we'd like get down to business.
Well,
that would be the perfect way to start.
But you always
the call.
know we're available for
Yes,
you.
yes, I do know that for a fact, and that's one of the reasons
yeah,
why
there's
I
a difference
fought.
between knowing that it's available and actually doing it.
Yeah, but that's also why I fought tooth and nail to have both my jobs coincide for this week off. I've had vacations throughout the year. Mm-hmm. I've always had to work one job or the other. And I fought tooth and nail, like begging my body, like I need to go home to Tennessee. And they're like, okay, we got you. After begging them literally almost.
And I'm fucking honored, by the way, that you chose to spend some of that time here.
Yeah.
And
like,
creep your family out yesterday.
Like, tell me that wasn't worth the price of
Oh,
admission.
dude, I was waiting 30 minutes outside, dude. I had to piss so bad. I'm like, come on, man, hurry up and get home.
You're such a patient creeper.
I am. So just to let you know, if I have to wait outside your house for 4 hours to watch you get naked, it's gonna happen.
It's just good seeing you. It is.
It's good seeing y'all too. I'm ecstatic to be here.
Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream right there. If you guys enjoyed this show and want to see more like it, man, just definitely hit us up. Let us know what you think.
Unframe of
You want to sign us out?
Mind frame.
Tell people where they can reach us.
Come on.
Just be careful.
Sorry about that, but you guys can reach us at Unframe of Mind on Twitter, on Facebook. Do we still have the Instagram? On Instagram as well. You can find us right here on YouTube. I am a guest host, Lee.